So we started the season unbeaten. We actually set a new record for League 1 with a number of games unbeaten in a row, including last season and this year. We hadn't conceded a goal all year, and then we threw it away in our most recent League 1 match. Today we play up against PSG in League 1, and then we play against Leipzig in the Champions League. Two big games today. Let's get into it. Yes, hello, welcome into Living Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter and Football Manager 22 here with Monaco. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss an episode. And if you missed the last one, go and check it out. You won't know who we have in our new squad for this season. It was a transfer special. Go and check it out. You'll find out who we have, because some of the players I'll be talking about today, you won't know who they are if you've not seen the last one. So go and check it out. We last met, I say, for that transfer special. That was before the season began. And I've played a few games just to get us through the start of the season until it's got quite interesting. And to say, we're at the end of September. We're going to play up against PSG in the league and then Leipzig in the Champions League. You can see our Champions League group is pretty tough. Leipzig, Liverpool, Lokomotiv Moscow and ourselves. I thought it was going to be really quite tough. Liverpool did in the first game in this group lose 5-0 to Leipzig. So I don't know if that means Leipzig are good or Liverpool are bad. But it's not the most kind of groups. So you imagine Lokomotiv will be the fourth place team, but really either of Liverpool ourselves or Leipzig could get out this group. Maybe it'd be better if we came third and we went to Europa League, because we still need to win the Europa League. But I'd ideally not like to come third, but we'll see what happens. I think we're good enough to get out this group if we needed to. But going back to the league, we currently sit in third position. Rennes unbeaten at the moment, 7 wins from 7. PSG 6 wins and a draw, and we have 6 wins and a defeat before we play against PSG today. And as I mentioned, we had not conceded a goal until the last league game we just played up against Marseille, and we'd went some like 46 games unbeaten over the course of the last season, this season, and a little bit the season before we came. We set a new record in Liga and then immediately threw it away by losing to Marseille. Anyway, here are the 7 or 8 games, I should say, 7 in the league, 1 in the Champions League, we have played since the start of the season. We beat Toulouse 7-0. 7-0. It was an absolute demolition. I thought we were good to that 7-0 victory, but then PSG beat them something like 9-0. So probably the whipping boys of the division. We beat them 7-0 though. 2 goals for Maroni, 1 for Darwin, 3 for Niang and 1 for Turk. We grind out a result against Metz, a goal for Niang early on in that one. Metz appear to be a fairly tricky side. That's a side that PSG have drawn against. We then beat Bordeaux 2-0, Niang and Rodrigo in that one. Salah scored a goal against Lorient and we beat Nantes 4-0. 2 goals for Antonelli, 1 for Niang and 1 for Salah. Played the first Champions League game. We played against Lokomotiv Moscow, a bit of a rotated side in that one. Fabian and Quinton scoring in that. We played against Brest after that, and Niang, Rodrigo, Maroni and Darwin scored in that. You can see Niang scoring a lot of goals for us. He's pretty good, that boy. And then we most recently lost 2-0 against Marseille. And if we have a look at this game, if it shows you the stats, Marseille had 4 shots. They scored 2 goals. I would probably say we'd been FM'd there, but you look at the overall ratings and we didn't play particularly well. So maybe we hadn't been FM'd. Maybe we just weren't good enough. But certainly we had more shots and more of the ball than Marseille, but lost 2-0. So I say that leaves us 3 points off the top of the table because Rennes are unbeaten currently. In fact, they've won 7 of 7. We're 1 point behind PSG. We can't really afford to lose to them. I imagine they'll pull away, so a victory is vital today. And then we play up against Leipzig in the Champions League. So let's get into this and let's show you the team for this game up against PSG and a Saturday tea time fixture. So this is the team we're going to go with. Cobble in goal, Darwin and Turk at centre-back, Felipe and Christensen the full-backs, Thielmann, Tushmeni and Antonelli in midfield, Niang out on the right, Rodrigo starting out on the left, and Maroni up front. You can see Rodrigo at the moment averaging 8.04 is his average rating so far this season. Not bad at all. Niang top goal scorer with 8 goals off that right-hand side. Hopefully he can score some today. He's wanted by Real Madrid, but he ain't going there. He's staying with us. It's worth mentioning as well that Niang's actually got himself a cap for France now, and he scored on his debut playing up front for them. So he's going to be a French icon, I imagine. He's developed really well playing for us. and hopefully he can continue that. We can see this PSG team still very, very good. Haaland, Pino, Moukoko up front, Risi, who we used to have at Roma in midfield. It's a good team. We're away from home for this one, so it could be quite difficult, but let's see how we get on in this one as the game kicks off. We could go top of the table with a victory today, as we have the first highlight of the match. Darwin launches it long for Niang down this right-hand side. He plays the ball back into Tushmene and back to Felipe, who puts the ball into the middle. It's headed away, but Thielman collects it. He hits it from a long way out, and that's nearly into the bottom corner there. PSG yet to have a shot in this game. We've started very well. The stats suggest we're dominating this game, but we've not actually had any more highlights since that one you saw earlier on. And now PSG are getting themselves back into the game. You can see number of shots very equal there. We have a corner late in the first half row. Rodrigo into the front post. It's headed away. Back to Rodrigo though. What's he going to do? He comes in field. Will he hit it himself? He plays it back to Felipe. Will he hit it? He does. It's Thielman. No, it's blocked. It's the end of the first half. Why did they show me that? There was no chance there at all. We've reached the end of the first half. It was a bit of a boring first half, I would say. And we'll see how this second half begins. Niang's struggling for fitness. We might have to bring on Salah. They are not a bad replacement to come off the bench, but we'll see what happens with this highlight as Tuck collects it forward to Christensen and Antonelli and Rodrigo. And Rodrigo loses the ball, and now there's a chance for PSG to break away. Stansfield with it forward toward Pino. Darwin plays it back to Cobble though, and we launch it away. And back to PSG. Moukoko infield, forward to Stansfield. Can he score? He's wide of the goal. We're probably going to have to make that change, I imagine, on that right-hand side as Niang is struggling for fitness, and we'll do that. We'll bring off Niang, bring on Salah. Maroni is not playing well either, so we'll bring on Quinton to play for Maroni up front and give a little bit of a shout to demand some more from this team as Donnarumma plays it out from the back for PSG here. Stansfield over to Pessina. And what they're going to do, Moukoko on this right-hand side. He scored lots of goals against us, so he has in his time, both at Dortmund and now PSG, throughout this Glory Hunter save. And he's in behind again here, Moukoko, and he's wide of the goal. PSG are starting to get themselves back into this game. That's always threatening when you know that the quality of PSG, they can just turn a game around. As we're in behind with Salah now, though, can he square the ball over? He hits it himself. It's a good save from Donnarumma. Rodrigo was running into space there, but Salah chose not to play it into him. Now with an hour on the clock, Salah crosses the corner in. Darwin heads it across the face of goal when there's no one there to collect it and tuck it in for us. And it's still 0-0. I mean, you couldn't say no to a 0-0 draw away to the league champions, but I'd say we've been good enough to get ourselves a goal. Pino's in behind here. It's a good save from Cobble. And it was offside. 20 minutes on the clock. I think we're going to make a change in the midfield. Freshen some legs in the midfield. Some fresh legs in there. Fabian can come on for Tushmene. Confirm that sub. And we didn't deposit, so this highlight's probably going to be nothing. As we come down the left-hand side now, Rodrigo with it. Can he cross the ball? Then he plays it back to Antonelli and Thielman. Over to Salah. Can he hit it just wide of the goal? Good chance there for Salah. 20 minutes to go. We've made all our substitutions now. And let's hope we don't pick up an injury. That often happens when you make your subs quite early. Antonelli gets in the end of that free kick. We're up 1-0, and I did not expect that to be happening. A lovely ball in from Salah. And Antonelli at the back post there has a lovely volleyed finish across the goal into the bottom corner. You can see the ball just comes down. Boy, the defence shouldn't allow that to happen. It gets all the way to the last man, and Antonelli tucks it in, and we lead 1-0. 10 minutes on the clock. We lead PSG. Can we hold on to it? I'm sure PSG will be coming out with everything they've got now. As Moukoko's in behind here, and he hits that one wide. He's just not on form today, is he? As we currently move top of the table. 2 points clear of PSG, level with Rennes. As they go a little bit more attacking to PSG now. Christensen throws it into Thielman. The crosses the ball in, and Salah will collect this. And he plays it back. No, he comes in field. I thought he was going to play it to Fabian. He does eventually. And Fabian with the ball back again. Antonelli, Fabian, Salah, forward toward Rodrigo, and Ramos intercepts it. And the ball's launched away. And Turk heads it on toward Thielman, but it only goes to Richarlison. And now Moukoko's in behind here. Can he cross it into the middle? Can we force him out wide? Stansfield hits it. What a goal from Stansfield. Oh my goodness me. You can't complain when you concede a goal like that. Is that their first shot on target? I hope that's not their first shot on target. Wow, what a goal that is. Moukoko there, forced out wide by Turk very well. He cuts the ball back, and Stansfield just volleys that from about 15 yards out into the top corner. and it's back on level terms, and we're going to draw this game 1-1 here. And you know what? When you concede a goal like that, you can't complain too much. We probably deserve to win it, looking at the stats, even though the expected goals were higher for PSG. But wow, what a finish from them. And a 1-1 draw. It's disappointing. I feel as if we could have got the win there. But the important thing is we haven't lost. We haven't lost any more ground on PSG. We might lose some ground on Rennes, but you imagine they'll fall away at some point. But yeah, a 1-1 draw. I thought we'd managed to get the win there with a late goal from Antonelli, but Stansfield got one even later. What a finish that was, that volley. And that keeps us 1 point behind PSG here after 8 league games. Well, that second half was a bit better than the first half in that game, and hopefully we'll have a good game when we play up against Leipzig in a top of our group clash. They beat Liverpool 5-0 in the first game in this Champions League group stage. So let's see how we get on up against Leipzig in the next one. Right, here we are, ready for the game up against Leipzig, and we've made a few changes from the last one, mainly for fitness and some just for a bit of rotation. Cobble's going to be in goal, Darwin and Mustafa at centre-back. I don't know if you remember Mustafa. We signed him this year. Spanish centre defender, £6.5 million from Oviedo. He's 6'5" at 18 years of age. He's pretty tall. He's pretty good at heading and tackling, and his position in the marking aren't too bad. He's got nice physical stats as well. He's going to develop into a good young centre-back, and we're giving him some game time. We're kind of rotating some of the centre-backs, and he's going to be playing today. Jensen plays at right-back and Turk at left-back, so Turk just moves from centre-back out to left-back. Thielmann in defensive midfield with Tushmeni and Antonelli in midfield, the typical midfield three, and Salah comes back in on the right-hand side for a slightly non-sharp Niang. Paredes comes in for Rodrigo on the left, and Maroni still leads the line. Maroni only 3 goals so far this season. Let's hope he can score some more today. Up against a Red Bull Leipzig team who, or Rasser Bollenspor, I suppose, RB. It's not Red Bull. They're not allowed to be Red Bull, but Leipzig, who did beat Liverpool 5-0 in the opening group stage game. Hopefully that doesn't happen to us today. But here they come. They're wearing black. We're wearing our red and white. And Gossens is down this left-hand side. Can he cross the ball in? He does. Ramos hits it. It's a good save from the keeper. That is the Ramos, who's our centre-forward for our Portugal side, so we know him very well, as Danny Olmo swings the ball in and Jensen heads it away. Olmo puts the ball back into the middle, Doku heads it, and it's well saved by Cobble in the goal. Turk throws this one back to Mustafa, who's already on a yellow card, and they keep it on that left hand side. Thielmann back to Mustafa and Antonelli. It's nice patient build up from us here. Antonelli and Thielmann and Mustafa and Antonelli again. Will we get this ball long? Try and get it in behind the defence, or are we going to keep playing it short? It's lovely ball from Paredes out to Salah on this right hand side. 1-on-1 with the defender. Tushmeni now switches a play to Paredes, who's in some space. The ball comes back all the way to Thielmann, and now Turk. He plays it back to Thielmann again. We're kind of slowing the play down. Paredes looked offside there, but he's not been given. Turk into Paredes here. It's a lovely shot off the bottom of the post. No save by the goalkeeper. And it's a corner kick for us now, as Salah swings this one into the front post. Mustafa, who's 6'5", taller than most of the players on this field, tried to get his head on the end of that, and he didn't quite manage to get there. Still 0-0. You can see Liverpool winning 2-0 up against Lokomotiv Moscow. You imagine Moscow, as I said, will be the bottom side in this group. It'll be a fight between the other three to see who qualifies for the Champions League knockout stages, as we've got the ball here, and we'll come forward. Mustafa with it. Turk was in behind there if we wanted to find him, but he said he's found Antonelli, who's in behind. Can Antonelli finish? He does. It's wide at the goal though. Antonelli, who can play midfield, centre-back or up front, remember, so he's good enough in that attacking position to try to score for us, but just not good enough today, as Mustafa wins the header, but Thielmann doesn't collect it, and now Klein comes forward. Good challenge from Thielmann, but only breaks to Lamina here, who swings the ball into the box. Ramos heads it off the top of the bar, and Leipzig have probably had the better of the play so far in this first half. But we are just about holding on to a 0-0 at this stage in time. And we've reached half-time. Still 0-0. And I'll say we need to improve our shooting. They appear motivated. That's good. Defensively, we've been okay. Not really done much going forward. Antonelli looking tired. We'll bring on Fabian for him in midfield. There's some other midfielders looking tired as well. They've worked hard today. But we can't take them all off, unfortunately, for them, as we shout a little bit of encouragement. And we watch this highlight before we make our next change. Turk with it. What's he going to do? Back to Thielmann, who's in some space. Finds Fabian. Back to Thielmann, in towards Salah. Lovely finish. He looked offside. We'll check to see if it is offside. But he looked offside. And VAR are having a look at this, and it has indeed been disallowed. They say he looked offside, and he was offside, Mohamed Salah here. He's in a lot of space, and yeah, the defender just steps out in time. And Salah, lovely finish from him, but it was an offside position. We need to make some changes. Look at this midfield. They're very, very tired indeed. And who's having a bad game? Mo Salah. We'll bring on Niang to play for him out there, and Thielmann can come off. We'll bring on Felipe, who often plays at right back for us, but obviously can also play in midfield, so he'll play the defensive midfield role instead of Thielmann, as Jensen throws that one in. And Darwin and Felipe now, who's fresh legs, just come off the bench, plays it back to Darwin again after Tushmeni lost the ball. Now it's Jensen. Niang's got some fresh legs as well on that right-hand side, but just doesn't get on the end of it. And now Leipzig have a chance with 20 minutes to go to break away here as Jeremy Doku down this left-hand side. Can he finish 1-1 with a keeper? He can indeed. Good finish from Doku. And we are down 1-0. And it's probably deserved that we're down 1-0. We've had 10 shots on target of Leipzig to our 1. We have just been absolutely dominated. We're going to change the attacking mentality and demand some more and see if we can finish the game a little bit stronger. As Jensen, Tushmeni into Niang. Can he finish here? He does indeed. Good finish from Niang. Remember last season he seemed to score in every game he played in. Well, he scored a lot this season as well. That's a wonderful finish. Finish from Mamadou Niang there. Fresh legs coming off that right hand side. Wonderful play. Look at that. Jensen, Tushmeni, Niang in some space. He runs infield. Good finish. Keeper just no chance at all there. And we're back on level terms here with just under 15 minutes to go as Leipzig are on the ball. And there's a chance from a highlight here, and they might, a chance from the kickoff, I should say, and they might score and go 2-1 ahead almost immediately after we've pulled it back to level terms. Fabian heads it on though toward Moroni, and maybe we'll get it. Oh, poor pass. We had breakaway from Pareto on the left and Niang on the right, but a poor pass from Moroni means that Leipzig get the ball back, and Pablo has it, and Lamina, and it's in toward Borjan here. It's a good save from the keeper to keep ourselves in this game. Leipzig have got the ball here quite high up into our half here. The ball crossed in. Darwin heads it away. Olmo finds Pablo and Lamina and Borjan, and the ball's bounced about in the box there, and Baku hits it, and it's cleared away by Mustafa very well, and Pareto could break away here. We could have a chance on the break. Fabian, Niang's in behind here. It looked like he might have been offside. It doesn't matter. He was saved by the keeper, and indeed they flagged it for offside. I thought he looked offside, and he was, and Jimmy Moroni's got himself injured. We've already made all 3 substitutions, so he's going to have to play without a striker for the last 5 minutes of this game. Perhaps go to a more cautious mentality so we don't concede. If you're down to 10, you don't imagine you're going to win the game, and indeed we haven't. It's finished a 1-1 draw. Probably can't complain too much about that being a draw. It's probably a fairly even game. Leipzig probably edged it slightly, but we'll take the 1-1 draw up against Leipzig, especially after they demolished Liverpool 5-0. Liverpool got their own back though by winning 6-0 against Lokomotiv. You can see in the Liverpool side over here they've signed Norberto Menini, who remember we had at Villarreal for their last year there. He scored 10 goals playing in that midfield role for us. He's pretty good, and he's now at Liverpool. So when we play Liverpool in the next episode, you'll get to play up against our ex-player in Norberto Menini. Moroni has twisted his ankle, so he's going to be out for up to a month. So we're not going to see him for that length of time. We probably will just about see him in time for the next episode. I think we'll come back for the games up against Rennes, who are currently in first place in our league at the moment in Liga, and that game up against Liverpool. We'll have played the first time against Liverpool before that, but the second time we'll show you that one in the Champions League group, and we'll see how we're getting on at that stage. We'll have 3 games in Ligue 1 between now and then, and then we'll play against Rennes, and we'll have one more in our Champions League group. So you can see we're currently 5 points behind Rennes at the moment. They have won all 8 of their games, so you should imagine they'll slip up surely at some point. And if we look at the Champions League group as well, we are currently level with Leipzig on 4 points, but it's very, very tight between those top 3 sides. So we'll come back at the start of November for the games up against Rennes and Liverpool. So if you have enjoyed this one, 2 1-0 draws, but it's 2 tough games we had, so probably can't complain about having 2 1-0 draws in that one. Please do leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss a thing. And until the next one, we'll stop against Rennes and Liverpool. See you then.